Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So today's review is the Nexxtech Booming Multimedia Speakers from the Source. You can pick these up for around 30 bucks, $29.99 plus tax. Anyhow, the cabinets are made out of wood, the fronts are plastic, and the main driver is about a 3.1 inch type of deal. So good size. They do deliver some really nice sound out of them. Very clean, very crisp sound. You know, and they're going to have a little bit of bass to them, which is good because of the size of the cabinets and drivers. So we're going to play a couple little segments of some tunes that I've done up myself, of my own work, and give you a bit of a listen to them. Now they do have, on the one speaker, it's got your volume control on the back, and your speaker plugs into your speaker jack on your laptop or multimedia device, whatever it happens to be, and you need a full-size USB port to plug in for the USB power, which powers the amplifier inside the speaker. And so you can take your main volume for your system of your computer, put it full tilt, and then control everything right from the speakers itself. So we'll put these about, say, halfway up. That's full tilt. So they're pretty clean, which is really good. So let's take another tune. Okay, so there's a couple of tunes anyway. So they are very clean, very crisp all the way throughout, volume level. Now the more bass you have in your songs that you're going to be listening to, you may want to turn the volume down a little bit. It might be too much bass for them to handle at full tilt. Just depends, you know. I mean, these are $30 speakers. They're not like $300 Serwin Vegas, you know. So they're $30 speakers, but they're very good quality, very good sound out of them. Now, to be able to listen to that on a YouTube video for regular music is kind of pointless, because the quality of sound you're going to hear is going to be from your own speakers on your computer. But of all the music I've been playing on it so far, be it AC/DC, ZZ Top, whoever, I usually play these things around half to 3/4 volume in here. And they're quite loud. Okay, so that's another thing you're not going to really notice on a YouTube video, is how loud they really are. They are quite loud, and that has a lot to do with the volume output setting you have on your computer, as well as their own amplifier on top of that. But overall quality, I mean, they're built really nice. Okay, so they've got that going for them. They're a two-way speaker. There's no port on the back for enhanced bass. Okay, so you're dealing with a closed enclosure cabinet, which I actually like the best, because then this way it prevents the woofers from having what's called overthrow. When you have a ported speaker system, you actually can't turn the volume overly excessive, even on high-end speakers, because that ported speaker enclosure actually allows the woofer to give a full travel out, which usually blows up speakers a lot on people. Okay, whereas you have an enclosed cabinet, you're dealing with the built-in limitations of that cabinet and vacuum air system, so it doesn't tend to be able to overthrow your woofers as easily, okay, even at the higher volumes it can't do it as easily. So it helps enhance the bass quality, I find, throughout the spectrum of wherever you are in your volume control. So, but I mean, we're still talking $30 speakers. They're really good speakers for computer speakers, and the price is really good. Very, very reasonable. I mean, you can't build them that cheap, you know, so, I mean, unless you're into mass production, right? But overall, I definitely give these a 4 out of 5. I mean, you know, they sound good. They have plenty of volume to support them. Easy hookup. Now, because it has a USB full-size port, I know a million of you are going to ask the same questions as on our last review on dancing water speakers, is can I hook these to my iPod, my iPhone, my smartphone, etc. Okay, I'm going to give you the total answer of yes, you can, but you have to do certain things. The instructions for the gadgetry, I didn't read the instructions for this, but it will be the same, is you do have to have a USB power source that is a full power USB. Okay, so computers, tablets, most tablets anyway, but pretty much all computers and laptops nowadays all have full-sized USB 2.0 ports on them. And they have more than enough milliamps of juice with that voltage to drive these things without any issues whatsoever. Now, right now I've got my mouse plugged in to my hub, as you can see, and these are plugged into my hub because I only have one USB port on the side here. So I use the hub, and I still have plenty of power left over because my mouse is chewing up like squat. Okay, so doing it with this kind of a setup works just wonderful. Doing it on the laptop, full-size system, works wonderful. If you're going to get into power to USB adapters, I'm going to show you the one adapter that I would tell you to stay away from, and that's going to be this one here. Okay, it only has 500 milliamps of output, and it can make your phone do some funky things, as it did on the gadgetry update video I did when I showed this being put into use. You need at least a 1 amp to 1.5 amp output source with that 5 volts. So you're only going to get that in a proper adapter. Okay, and there's a lot of adapters out there to choose from, so look at the specs before you buy it. 500 milliamps, definitely stay away from. 1000 milliamps or better is good. Okay, getting an AC to power converter, like the power plugs in your cars where you power your Sirius radios or your GPS units, okay, and they use a 12 volt to USB adapter that plugs into those. You can get an AC to DC power adapter that will work with that plugs into the house, okay, or wherever you happen to be, and it's like an inverter, except it goes backwards. It takes 120, turns it into DC. Okay, and so you'll get your 12 volt DC, you'll have enough amperage there, no problem, and then you get a 12 volt to USB adapter to plug into that, kind of looks like a cigarette lighter plug, and you'll be able to run these things on your iPads, your iPhones, your smartphones, whatever device you're plugging into that creates your music for you. You know, otherwise for just a regular tablet like mine or regular laptop or desktop, you don't need to worry about those adapters at all. Just plug right in your USB port when you go. So, but yeah, great little set of speakers. Well worth the 30 bucks. Very good sound out of them. Good volume range to them too. Just overall, I mean, hey, for a cheap $30 set, they work great, guys. So I would actually recommend them if you're on a budget especially, and you don't have a lot of money to dish out on computer speakers. These would definitely be a set that I'd recommend going with, you know, just because of price factor. They are built really well for the money. They sound really well for the money. You know, they look nice. I mean, I love black, you know, and I like the fact that they've got a wood type enclosure for the main box. Even though this front piece is plastic, that doesn't matter. They do have some quality built into them, which is good for a $30 set of speakers. You know, so anyways, if you have any other questions, comments, you know, I mean, feel free to ask. I'll do my best I can to answer them, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.